All right, joining us now with reaction to our monologue, former Secret Service agent Dan Bongino, Fox News contributor, Tammy Bruce.
Hey there.
The best part of today was it should be public, Dan Bongino. Loved it. I want to see that every day. They don't want you to see that. And the other part is, I'll take ownership of the safety of the American people. Absolutely. It's worth fighting over.
Yeah, they dropped a huge L on this today, Sean, Nancy and Chuck. They lost big. And Sean, something happened that should indicate to everybody watching just how badly they lost that interaction in the Oval Office with Trump. Did you see how quickly not only they jumped to the cameras, but then on Capitol Hill, there was a flurry to get to the cameras again? They couldn't reframe this thing any quicker, but they realized something happened here. Right in front of the country, they were put on the spot with a simple question. Will a wall increase border security or not? And Chuck and Nancy flubbed. There's no mulligan. We all saw it. They dropped a huge loss, and Trump exposed them for what they are. He did a great job today framing this in terms of border security.
You know, look at the costs alone for the American people. Look, I've been down there 13 times, Tammy, all the way from the Rio Grande through San Diego, in drug warehouses, horseback, helicopter, boats, all-terrain vehicles, foot. I've been out with these guys. I've seen it up front. The Center for Immigration Studies, that they calculate a staggering 63% of households led by non-citizens use at least one welfare program. And it's costing the American people $70,000 a year. Criminal justice system, healthcare system, educational system. We pay per illegal immigrant $70,000 a year.
Yeah, look, we're a generous country. We are. And yet Americans are realizing that there is a better way to do this instead of having it be this chaos. But also, another number, 80% of the fentanyl that comes into this country comes in through the southern border. This is about life and death for American citizens and also for immigrants who come into this country. We want to stay the country that people want to come to. And in order to do that, we've got to secure the border. But I would also say with that scene in the Oval Office where the Democrats continue to beclown themselves, it is the best chance for Americans to see is President Trump's commitment to transparency, showing them that kind of meeting. But when they're scrambling to not give him $5 billion for a wall, that's a lot of money in just human history. But for some reason, the Democrats were able to find $150 billion for Barack Obama to give to an American enemy, to Iran, to the biggest state sponsor of terrorism around the world, and to a country that murders Americans and kidnaps them and holds them and disappears them. They found $150 billion for that. But they can't find $5 billion to secure the American people. The president should ask the Democrats why that is the case. Why does $5 billion to secure the border, why is that not possible for them, but they found that kind of money, an extraordinary amount of money, for an enemy of the United States? The wall, the card that he was pointing to in that clip, since 1990, the 5 sectors where we have built a wall, over 90% of illegal traffic was abated, was ended. It cut it down by over 90% in every single place where we built a serious, secure wall and barrier. That's what we know. That's what the American people want. And that's what the president must, I know, Sean, you would agree, must play hardball here. He is our only chance to get these things right and to stop the swamp.
I like that he owns it.
Yeah.
You know what? We all make decisions in life and we suffer consequences. I think the American people will respond very favorably to this. And if he holds the line, look, he also has another option. By the way, Lindsey Graham said, don't give up, Mr. President. Then you had Senator Inhofe, Senator Shelby. You know, we have a $750 billion military budget. This is a national security issue, Dan. At the end of the day, if the president needs to go that route, I don't see any problem in that being Plan B. And that would include the entire $25 billion.
Yeah, Sean, let's put this in context. We have a $4 trillion federal budget. I mean, this isn't nickels we're talking about. Let's be candid. But in the scope, relatively speaking, of our federal budget, it's nothing. And the fact that, as Tammy indicated, correctly so, we were willing to shuttle pallets of cash to the Iranians, yet we're not willing to dedicate a fraction of the budget to secure our southern border with a wall the American people know works is ridiculous. You know, Sean, it's not just a national defense issue, though. That's important and paramount. But it's an economic issue. Secondly, I mean, Milton Friedman said it best. You cannot have open borders and a welfare state at the same time.
Yep.
It is a mathematical impossibility. It doesn't work.
All right. Great analysis by both of you tonight. Right on the money. Tammy, great point on Iran.